Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is truly a good morning. It is really, guys, that's not just a figure of speech, but it's a good morning. It's 71 degrees here in Chicago. This is Knowledge by Nikki with 1K. And I am coming back from the premiere Orlando. So anytime I come back from a show, guys, I automatically go into a deep thought mode. Good morning, Rashina. How you doing, lady? I want to give you big ups. You're always one of the first on my videos. And I'm sending out everything today. I forgot to give you your book, but I got some other stuff I got to give you too. But I'm going to talk about that as I go into this. Hey, Mahogany, my stretch babies. How you all doing? But I want to talk about the show. I want to talk about shows, period. And I just got back really late last night, so I haven't had much sleep. And I always like to kind of reflect on the show. I like to kind of think about the show and what I think came from it, and whether it was good, whether it was bad, whether it was, all right, how we say it's okay. And let me tell you what's amazing to me is, and I guess maybe I've always been this way, but I've evolved a little bit more as I've matured, but I have always been a dreamer. Let me say this. I know everybody. Hey, I see some new names. Knowledge by Nikki with 1K. I know everybody has a dream. There is not one of us that does not have a dream. And let me tell you why I decided to talk about this today. At the show yesterday, in class, on the floor, everywhere that I talk to someone, a lot of you all watch my videos, and I thank you. I'm going to be posting a bunch of pictures with all the people that I watch your videos. And so I got everybody's picture that I could. And I like to talk to people and kind of see where their heads are. So as I'm in the class, on the floor, I'm asking people, what do you get out of the videos if you watch them? Or what is it that you're trying to do with the information that you got at this show? Why are you here, basically? So let me tell you what's always interesting to me is people will say things like, well, I've always dreamed of owning a salon if they don't already own one. I've always dreamed of owning a salon that had a team that really worked well together, or we went to shows together. And I mean, it's just all this different stuff. I got barbers. Let me back up. Some of the men that I was talking to, it's interesting how men are different with what they come to shows for and what they get. Every man I talk to, what they want to do is just increase the services they do, increase the clients that they may tend to. You have a lot of men now that are actually looking to go into the cosmetology field if they haven't already done that. They're doing man weaves. Y'all know they're doing everything. So everybody has these dreams. And this is what they're telling me. So, I mean, I heard it all. I heard I want to get rid of the shop and go open a school. I heard that twice yesterday or Sunday. So I hear all this stuff all the time. So this is the thing that always is interesting to me. I let people talk, just say all you got to say. And the first thing I ask them is, okay, how do you plan on achieving it? How do you plan on doing it? Or what is it that you're here for that is going to assist you in what you say you want to do? Now, let me tell you how that even goes when I say that. I had one girl in particular that gave me her scenario. She watches every morning, and she says she wants to go into trichology, and she wants to scale back in her salon, and woo, woo, woo. And, she gives me this whole spiel. So, my answer is going to be, well, how many trichology classes are you taking at this show? Well, I'm going to take those later. I'm actually going to take color and natural hairstyling. And she was just naming all this other stuff that she was going to take. So I said to her as nicely and professionally as I could without her feeling like I was being condescending, I said, how is any of that going to help you get to your dream? How's that going to help you? What is that going to do? So she said, she just kind of got quiet, and she said, well, I hadn't really thought about it. That's exactly what she said. I hadn't really thought about it. I just figured when I come to this class, she was coming from somewhere so far. She wasn't nowhere near Florida. She said, I just figure when I come to these classes, I should take everything that I can't usually get when I'm in my city, because they do offer trichology courses that I can take later that I can, use those to enhance what I'm really trying to do. So I asked her this question. I said, okay, that's true, but this is the thing. You can come here and take many of those classes and get information for one price. And we're talking about what, $75? I don't know how much it costs to get in Premier, but it ain't nowhere near what a trichology class costs. I said, you're talking about classes that you have to pay some astronomical amount of money for that you may or may not get anything from it. So after I started talking to her, she realized that does make sense. I pay one price. I come in here. They have more free classes. And so these are the conversations I had all weekend at Premier. Now, I personally love Premier. I think Premier is still one of the best shows in the industry as far as what it offers, and all this education under one roof. Doesn't matter black, white, whatever you into. They got people that speak other languages. If you're one that you want to learn some things, and maybe you're working on your Spanish or whatever. I mean, it really is a diverse show. But this is what I wanted everyone to get here. I'm going to define what a dream is, and then I'm going to define what a goal is. This is what this was about, because this is where I'm going with this. Let's talk about a dream. This is what a dream is, guys. It is a series of thoughts, images, and sensations. Dreams make us feel all giddy on the inside. Occurring in a person's mind, generally during sleep. But we know we dream, we daydream. We dream all the time. Okay? That's what a dream is. It's just a thought. A dream is just something that comes into your mind that you say, you know what, this is really what I want to do. This is really what life looks like for me. It's what it looks like I should be a part of, or what it looks like I should have, or it's just like, oh, this is just really the ultimate thing I would like to accomplish. It's an accomplishment. That's what a dream is. You just want you just want something. Whether you want to buy your own house, think about, and I'm going to tell you the difference in a dream and a goal. Think about when you bought your first house. Think about that. You wanted your own house. So what did you do? If you're single, if you're married, you and your husband, or you and the kids, or whoever, y'all talked about this house. But until you start putting in the motion of how you gonna get this house, it is nothing but a dream. And a lot of my people that I love, it has to start with a dream. It has to start with a vision. But we chasing these visions, and we're not coming up with how we gonna get from point A to point B. That's the problem. So just like I told the girl, I said, okay, if trichology is really what you want to do, and to be perfectly honest, if she was laser focused on that, that's about all she really should have been taking at that show. She should have been sitting in every trichology course. They had a summit or a trichologist panel with some of the world's most renowned trichologists that were, allowing you to ask questions and all this good stuff. She should have been at every single one of those things, because they were free. They were completely free. So now, okay, that's a dream, right? Now let me tell y'all what a goal is, because until you establish goals that can actually be put in place, you will never achieve your dream. You will be a dream chaser for the rest of your natural life, because you have no goals set in motion to actually accomplish that dream. So, it's fine. You can keep chasing them, but at some point, you're going to get discouraged, you're going to get tired, and you're going to say, I'm tired of chasing dreams. How do I get there? So let me read what a goal is, because I think this is where we miss it. Listen to this, guys. A goal is an idea of the future desired. So that's kind of like a dream, right? We kind of desire what we want to see later. Or desired, let me read again. A goal is an idea of the future or desired result that a person or group of people envisions. Listen to the second word I'm going to say. Plans and commits to achieve. Y'all hear that part? That's where it shifts now. Plans and commits to achieve. Whenever you plan something, you have to lay out the actual steps that you're going to take to get there. Period. Or you will continually chase dreams and never ever get there. So let's talk about a plan. Let's talk about what the girl should have done. So I'm going to use the girl I used earlier as the example. When she made the decision to go to Premiere, if she was really serious about this dream or this vision, before she got to Premiere, she would have done stuff like printed off the pages off the internet that actually have the classes. They got the whole book on the internet. You could print off the pages that'll say what classes, or she would have written them down. She would have had her entire schedule set up. At 10 o'clock, from 10 to 1, from 10 to 11:30, I do this, with class about an hour long at Premiere. From 10 to 11:30, I do this. From 11, say 45 to 1, I do this. Then I go get, matter of fact, forget lunch. I ain't even got to go get no lunch. Grab something, go to my next class, sit in there and eat it. She would have had her entire schedule planned out as to what she was going to commit to achieve. That is how you, and that's simple. That's nothing more than just having a schedule of events based off of where you say you're going to accomplish what you're trying to do. That's the simple version of it. But she didn't have none of that. I love when I go to Premiere, because I've been at Premiere for the last 20 years teaching. I love when I go to Premiere and I talk to people and they have literally gotten a book from the actual counter where you get the book with the classes. Those jokers have torn off pages. They have highlighted times. And they like, look, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. They already know before they even get to the show exactly where they're going, what they're doing, what they plan to achieve. I talked to a lady in the elevator at the hotel. I stayed at the Embassy Suites. Talked to a lady in the elevator at the hotel. This lady was so together. She even had taken her notebook. And her notebook was already categorized with all the classes for the notes that she was going to take. She said she was ready. She wasn't playing. I said, that's what I'm talking about. And she was in the elevator. Like, look, my first class is this. I already got my notebook set up where I'm going to take my notes. And then my second class is this. She gave herself about 10 pages. Okay, I might take a few more notes on that one. So I'm going to give myself about 20. This is what this lady is telling me. We're in the elevator. So she was planning to commit to what she was planning or wanted to achieve. This is what is not happening, guys. I deal with all of you all that are salon owners. When I come out, y'all come up, y'all talk to me, y'all ask me these questions. And I ask you all the time, okay, you done told me what you want to do. How do you plan on doing this? Because y'all be silent when you tell me what you want to do. I ain't talking about wavering. You all are like, look, I want to do this, and I want to get X amount of people in here, and workers, and I want to do this. Y'all be silent as a rock with what you want to do, but you have not thought it through at all as far as how you're going to do this. You have to do this, guys. So let me tell you what I did. And for my stretch babies, I ain't forgot you. I've been having electronic issues. I did a business plan party. It is a hair salon business plan book that I bought. This book actually allows me to be able to show you how you need to plan a business plan or do a business plan for a hair salon. It's really a great book, guys. It's very easy to understand. This is actually, let me show you what it looks like. Y'all see this, right? Well, that's the back page. Y'all see that right there? Hair salon business plan. So let me tell you what's great. I had 2 people in my group, in my stretch group that were there. No, one actually just paid for the class. The other one's in the stretch group. Both of them have already done business plans. But even they said when we went through this book, how they have to make some adjustments to their business plan to be more spot on with what it is that they're trying to accomplish. They got to make some adjustments because you every time you create or you have a dream in your sleep, while you're daydreaming, while you're sitting in your car just chilling, I don't care what it is. Every time you have a dream and you think of something you really want to do, I'm not talking about passing thoughts, I'm talking about something you really want to do. Within the next 48 hours, I need you to ask yourself, okay, what do I need to do to accomplish this? Because dreams are in phases. They literally come to life in phases. And dreams take time, and they also cost money. Dreams ain't free. They're going to require sacrifice. They're going to require you to give up some time, to give up some money. I told one of the girls in the business plan class with what she wants to do. She wants to convert her business from full booth rental to full commission. So she's working in the salon 5 days a week and however many hours a day. And I told her, I said, look, if you want this thing that you're dreaming of and the way you want your salon to operate to work, the first thing you're going to have to do is sacrifice some time. You're going to have to give up some time so that you can focus on these other people you say you want to accomplish your dream. You cannot be all over here and then you still behind this chair 10, 12, 14, 16 hours a day, 5 and 6 days a week, and think you're going to be able to focus on this dream. So the first thing I told her she's going to have to give up is some time. That means any slow days you got, any days where it's not consistent, you got 5 people here, 2 people there, 3 people there, shut that day down. Make those people come on another day so that you can use that day to focus on the things that you say your goals now. Goals are the things that we actually put in place. Goals are the action steps that we put in place to achieve or get to our dreams. That's what they are. So she said she was writing down. She was like, I'm going to do that. That sounds like a plan. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to I ain't busy on Tuesday, no way. So on Tuesday, instead of me doing these people, I'm going to tell them, y'all need to come to Wednesday. Or if it comes Tuesday and Wednesday, you can work Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I ain't worked Saturday in a gang of years. Something is magical when you figure out how to not work on Saturday. You can get a whole lot done when you don't work on Saturday because everybody else is working. Okay? So this is the first thing. You're going to have to sacrifice some time. That's what you're going to have to do. I even teach people about part of the goals of building a successful salon is you may have to sacrifice some of your earnings that you make, but actually replace them in other areas. I've told many people, so you can back up, maybe not do some more people, start increasing your retail. You increase your retail, then you can maybe even stop doing so many people so your mind is not bombarded trying to also focus on customers. Now, again, this takes time. This is something you got to do what I call a seesaw effect. A little bit less of this, a little bit more of that. A little bit less of this, a little bit more of that, until eventually you get to the point where something like your retail is making so much money that you actually can afford to not do as many people. Okay? But this has to be planned. This is not something you do haphazardly. It is not something you can just think up and it happens. It does not happen that way. So for all y'all dream chasers out there, if you don't come up with real action steps on how you're going to achieve any of this stuff in stages, then you are going to be dreaming for the rest of your life. And you're going to wake up and be 60 years old and be like, I've had all these dreams and I've accomplished none of them. And I know some people right now that are literally in their 60s, in their 70s, and they are sick because they wanted all this stuff in their lives. That's where the bucket list came from. The bucket list came from all this stuff we had in our bucket, and we never emptied it. We never emptied it. We just think about it. Oh, that sounds like that would be absolutely phenomenal to do. And we still carrying that bucket full of stuff till we 60 years old because we don't want to do what it requires to establish goals and achieve them so that we can get to our dream. Because they are going to require you to give up something. Your time, your money, sacrifice things. That means you might have to sell off some stuff. You might have to downsize. I don't care what you got to do. But if you really want to achieve what it is that you say you dreaming about, you're going to have to plan it and commit to it. You're going to have to do that. So let me talk to you about some of the stuff we talked about in this is what I went through. It's called the Hair Salon Business Plan Template. Now, the beautiful thing about this book, it ain't really just about a hair salon. But I love the fact that it focused on what I talk about so that the people in my industry could get it. It wasn't something vague that they could say, okay, let me take a general business plan and try to apply it to the hair salon. But these are the things. We talked about executive summaries. Executive summaries in a business plan is nothing more than you giving a total overview. An executive summary is your dream. That's what it is. Okay, I want to actually be able to open this, and I want to have 10 workers, and I want to have a educational center attached to it, and I want to have a retail store attached to it, and I want to do whatever it is. An executive summary is you saying to yourself, this is my dream. This is what I actually want to do. This is what I want it to look like. This is what I want it to have in it, etc., etc., etc. That's what an executive summary is. If you actually ever have done a business plan or end up doing one, sometimes professionals will tell you to write it in the end. I tell you write it in the beginning, but you are constantly tweaking it. By the time you get to the end, it may be something totally different, but you want to start somewhere because dreams shift. They do. They naturally do. But what it does is it gives you a starting point so that you can then start planning your goals and how you're going to achieve that thing. So then after that, you got to describe what business you're going to do. What business are you actually in? What are you doing? You doing hair, nail, skin? What are you actually planning on doing? You're going to have all hairstylists, half and half barbers, nail technicians, microblading, whatever. What is it that your business is going to be doing? Is it going to be just selling stuff? You're going to do parties there? You're going to rent out a space? You know, I've told people now because of revenue streams, you need to have maybe a space or a room in your salon that's rented to people that come from out of town, want to do hair, all these other things. What is the description of your business? What are you selling, servicing, doing? Then marketing. This is where we actually really get messed up. I've decided I've had such an overwhelming response since I've been talking about business plans that people are sending me that I need you to help me structure this, that I'm going to do a series of webinars. Webinar Wednesdays is what we call them. And I'm going to break each section down, and I'm going to focus on each section one at a time. How to write an executive summary, show you what it looks like, etc. Then we're going to go into actually how to describe your business, what it should look like. That'll be another webinar. Then I'm going to go into marketing. This is where I am now. Marketing. Let me tell you something about marketing. Before you fully decide what you want to do that's going to support your dream, you have to be realistic about where the market is. That's just, I don't care. This is where dreams may have to shift. Even though you want to do X, Y, Z, this, that, and the other, if the market is not ready for, I won't even say not ready because people set trends all the time. But you have to do what's called market analysis. So, or do a market analysis so you can see how what you want to do, where it needs to be, who your audience needs to be, what age range do you need to focus. You need to learn about different genres of people and what stimulates them, how they respond, median household incomes, demographics, white, black, Asian. You gotta do your homework on that. I'm gonna teach you. In the webinar, I'll teach you how to do that. Okay? This becomes extremely important because it makes no sense to have a dream up here that you haven't thought through whether the industry or whether we're still in a place that this works. Does it still work? There are some things that just don't work anymore. I don't care whether you want to do them or not. You can spend your energy, you can spend your money, you can sacrifice and spin your wheels. But if you don't understand the shifts that the industry has made, the technology shifts, the mental shifts, you got different generations now. You got what generation G and X, and they got all these letters for these different age groups. You have to understand how they think. I've told a person many times, they want to actually take people out of school and train them. A lot of you all have said that. Okay, look at the age ranges of the people that are still in school that you're going to take. They may be between 20 and say 35, or I'll just say 10 years, 20 to 30. You gotta understand that people that are between 20 and 30 and you 50, they don't think like you. They don't respond to what you respond to. They don't care about what you care about. They are a whole different species. So you have to also, if that's your market, you not only have to do your market analysis about just your business and its location, you have to also learn something about the group that you're going to market to. What do they respond to? How do they think? How do they, everybody, we don't even need no paper. They don't write anything. Everything is digital. That means your business would need to be totally conducive to the group that you're marketing to. This is where market analysis, we probably will do multiple webinars on market analysis. I may have to run that about 3 sessions. The webinars are going to be no more than about 2 hours, but this is going to be important. So I'll tell you later how to sign up, because we're going to stretch these out. This will probably take us almost to November to actually cover this in full. But this is part of the planning. Once you start planning, then you start to commit, then you start to see your dreams realized. You're not going to see it before that. You're absolutely not going to see it. This is what is very important in the dream process. So this is something I want you all to take seriously. Then we get into competition. I told one of my stretch girls that was actually at the business plan party, she enlightened me that they were getting ready to build in a small area that she's in that's already oversaturated with salons. They're getting ready to build a 2-story suite building directly across the street from her, and she's already in a strip that has 5 salons. Well, you know what I told her? I said, the people who probably are putting that suite, they did their market analysis, because where you put suites where you have a saturation of salons. That's where you put them. Let me tell you why. And I'm getting ready to open a suite building. This is why I know this, because I've done my market analysis. So many owners, so many suites, or so many salons are not operating effectively. This is why suites got popular in the first place. They're not operating effectively. So if I sit my suite smack dab into the middle of Salon Row, it's 6 salons here, I promise you, I'm going to get at least 10% of the stylists that are working in your spot, don't like the way you run your business, want to do their own thing anyway. I'm going to get people directly out of those salons, because we are running our businesses so poorly because we got these dreams and we don't plan, to the point people only stay until they find somewhere else to go. So if I drop my suite smack dab into the middle of where you are, I'm going to get those 3 or 4 workers that have been looking for the opportunity to get away from you because you ain't running your business right, you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that. You know the spiel. We didn't heard it, right? So this is what ends up happening, and this becomes your competition. You have to just know that this becomes your competition. So I told her, now she runs her business well, so she probably don't have nothing to worry about. The people that work for her want to stay there. They aren't going to be smitten by this 2-story suite being brought up across the street from her. But she still has to be aware that this now breeds a competition for her. And so she has to make her salon so sweet to where people are like, I don't care what they offering, I ain't going nowhere. That's when your salon has to be set apart. There has to be something that people get when they come there, or they're not going to stay. So you have to ask yourself as an owner, why would I want to work for me? What would be the benefit to me working in my salon? What am I offering? You got to offer more than a key in a chair. I'm telling you. If all you offer is a key in a chair, you're going to have a revolving door. People need more than a key in a chair. They need more than that. They need to get something. Inspiration, motivation, camaraderie. They need to get something. Even in booth rental. Even booth renters are still looking to get something from your location. Okay? So competition. Operating procedures. This is a common question that I'm asked. Should I go booth rental? Should I go commission? How does commission on the draw work? What do I do? How do I do this? What system? Those are the operating procedures. How is this going to work? So I get this all the time. Okay, which one is actually going to work for you? And then I have to get them to either buy the book or sit through class, because it ain't nothing I could tell you in a word. I have to position all of them, line them up, explain to you how they all work, and let you make a decision. But the decision still has to line up with your dream. If your dream is to accomplish this, then different systems work differently that will either help or hurt your dream. If you're talking about you want this dream where everybody, I come and I train them and I take them in and I, just love on them. And, well, booth renters ain't necessarily looking for that. They really aren't. They like, look, just give me somewhere to work. There's some other things that I need, and I just mentioned that. And that means that you probably are more conducive to commission, where you also have more control. But in order to do commission in this climate, you have to know how to create a win-win for you and the workers, or they're not going to stay. So that's a whole nother class. We're going to deal with that. Operating procedures. I'm going to be able to give you pointers and things that will help you to know if commission is really going to be more in line with the goals that I need to work on achieving to achieve my overall dream. Then how do I do that? How do I set it up? How do I set quotas? How do I get the right people? How do I do that? That becomes very, very important, okay? Personnel. Then we go into that. We're going to do one on that. Personnel. A one-man band, look, trust me. I have thought for years that I could be a one-man band. It doesn't work. You can try, but you're going to miss some stuff. So who do I need to help me do this? To clean the person? Do I need a receptionist? Do I need a manager? Who do I need? Who do I need to actually help me achieve this? You got to have people to help you achieve it, and you got to get competent people. I know we got my sister and my brother, and because they easy, I ain't got to pay them much, and they just can help me out, and everybody starts off that way. That is perfectly normal. But at some point, your sister may not be competent, your brother may not be competent, they really getting on your nerves because the fact that you are related, they aren't going to do stuff the way they should because they just know they ain't got to and you ain't going to fire them. So at some point, though, you got to get competent people to do the job because they're going to lighten your load. Then we talk about financial data. Now, we're going to probably spend a little time on that. How to look at a balance sheet. How to understand how all this stuff works. This is stuff that's going to be extremely important to the equation of your plan. Okay? And I'm going to fast track through this, guys, because I think I'm about to lose juice. And isn't that something? I have no chargers in my car. Okay? That's all right. I got chargers in the bag back here. So this is something. And then we're going to go into, this will be an extended webinar where we're going to talk about if you're trying to get people's money. Obviously, if you're trying to get investors, there's a whole different way you got to write things, plan them, do all that. But my goal with this today, guys, is to get you to understand that all these dreams that you have, they only become activated once you have goals set in place, tangible goals set in place. So, okay, this month I'm going to do this. This 6 months I'm going to do that. This year, whatever it is, because you got smaller goals, then you got bigger goals, whether it's saving money, whether it's doing your research, market research, or learning about XYZ, going to all the educational events that you can go to that can teach you about whatever this thing is that you're trying to do. I don't care what it requires. But what it is going to require is for you to do something. You got to take it, as they say, from brain to paper and then to action. You got to do it. Or when I talk to you all, y'all just, I say all the time, they just talking. People say all kind of stuff to me. I just say, That's all I say. When you get ready, you'll do what you need to do. It's not really that hard. It's not that hard, but it does take a made-up mind, some discipline, and most of all, focus. I'm reading a book. I've read it before, but I'm reading it again, The Power of Focus by Jack Canfield. It's amazing. The power of focus. When you start focusing, things that you need seem like they just fall out the sky. God just lines you up with people, and because you serious. That's the thing. You are now serious. But this is the only way, guys, you go accomplish your dream. It's the only way. And the only way, and Tyler Perry says it best, is that your foundation got to be right. If your foundation isn't right, your dream is not going to succeed. Just like a real house. He says he has a podcast he has out. It's really wonderful. He talks about how when he was younger, he said his father laid concrete for foundations for home. He said he would go with him and he would just watch him do all this stuff to, put the rebar in and all the stuff they do to lay concrete or lay the foundations. And he said the thing that was interesting is after doing all that work to set the borders up, or to set the grids or whatever they call that up, he said they just pour concrete over it. That's it. All that work just to pour concrete over it. He said, and it was amazing because then the people would actually go and they'd build a house on top of this concrete. He said, and nobody ever cares about the foundation. When you buy a house, you ain't think about no foundation. He said, nobody ever cares about the foundation until the house starts falling apart. He said, as soon as the house starts falling apart, that's when now the foundation becomes serious. That's when now you like, okay, we got to do something drastic. We got to go back and fix some things that weren't broken. That's where a lot of you all are in your salon ownership. You didn't lay a good foundation. Now you're trying to go back and you're like, I got to fix this foundation because the house is falling. I got water coming in through the basement, whatever it is. Now this foundation is rocky and you cannot keep moving forward without more problems until you fix the foundation. And he says all the time, he says, once you fix that foundation and you fix it right, I'm not talking about patching it. I'm not talking about bootlegging it. I'm not talking about doing some stuff that you're going to have to do more 2 years from now. I'm talking about if that means I got to excavate, dig up the side of the house, do whatever y'all got to do, run a new, what they call them, French drain lines, interior drain lines, exterior drains, all kind of stuff now they can do to secure your foundation, fill in the cracks, whatever they got to do. You got to fix that foundation right, or as Tyler Perry says, if you don't, your dreams the foundation will never be able to hold your dreams. He said, but if you get your foundation solid, it can carry anything that you dare to dream. It is a wonderful podcast. I wish anybody, if you're interested, direct message me. I'll send it to you because I keep it. And that's where we're at, guys. But foundations can only be built correctly with planning and executing them in a well thought out manner. And that's what we are not doing. So we got to go back and we got to fix a bunch of foundations because these dreams we have, we've been chasing them, but we've been failing because we have not set up the goals that will ensure a good foundation. I will, Rasheen. I'll send it to you. It's wonderful. That will ensure a good foundation. This is what is the problem. So we have got to do this, guys. Direct message me if you're interested in my podcast, Lord, in the webinars that I'm getting ready to set up. I'm going to break these subjects down. I'm going to be doing them every Wednesday. So you'll be able, my stretch people will be able to get them for free, obviously. My Aspire people, my 2 coaching groups, y'all ain't got to pay a dime for them. I'll give you access code. Everyone else, there will be a charge, but there'll be a charge per webinar. So you ain't got to pay constantly. You pay for the ones you want. Okay, I'll make sure I have them on my website. I got a girl doing me a new WordPress website. I got to get with her today, Lord. I'm glad I ain't got to go nowhere for about 2 weeks because I got to get things moving. But this is something that is absolutely necessary, guys. We got to set goals in motion so that we can achieve these dreams. So I'm going to sign off because I think my phone is about to die. I got to get a cord from back here. But I want to see us win. My goal is to see my people win. The people who look like me, the people who love what I love, the people who do what I do. I want to see us win. I'm one of these that want to sit back and look at my people and want to say they doing it. I get excited when people do more than me. When I'm like, yes, look, I'm going to learn from you. Okay, this is what I dare to see before I leave this life. The legacy I want to leave is that you were inspired, whether you heard me, saw me, connected with me in any way. I want to know that whatever I said to you, whatever I meant to you, that I made you feel like you can fly and that I made you better and that you were able to get closer to your dreams because you just took them, you set up the goals, and you went for it. As Nike says, just do it. That's what it's about, y'all. But we got to do it. Enough of this. Enough of this. I don't want to hear the talk no more. I want to see some action. So for real, y'all, I got to get off of here because my phone is going to die. So anybody, anything you need to know, you want to ask me about my Salon Owners Conference, my coaching groups, you want the podcast, whatever, direct message me. Direct message me. I'm getting ready to get it put up for all the information. My stretch babies, I got you. I was trying to send y'all this 4-hour video. I got somebody to help me figure out how to send it. I want to send it directly to our groups. It was just, I don't know what I'm doing. So I got somebody that's going to help me do that because I want you all to see the whole business plan party. I'm going to mail you out. I'm going to email you all the book first, and then I'm still going to mail you an actual copy because I want you all to have your own copy. And then I have a business plan template that is actually in the back of the book that you all can download, so you can just plug your name in. You can maneuver the numbers, but you don't have to create one. But I printed it out for you all, so you all can actually write it on paper, and then you can go in. So I'm going to send that to you all too. This is to my stretch babies and my Aspire babies. I'm going to send you all I got a stack of them. So I got all that. That's my work today. I got coaching calls today. I got a whole lot going on, y'all. Okay, so I'm getting ready to sign off. This is Knowledge by Nikki 1K. I will see you all tomorrow. And for my dream tracers, I want to see some action. Peace out. See you tomorrow.